Alright, what's good with it, y'all? Today we reacting to some random ass Reddit stories. A lot of them are supposed to be wild, I guess we'll see. But yeah, we just doing something new. We going game two, but feel me? We not getting views right now, and I don't fucking know why. Fucking YouTube.
Feel myself getting harder. I took deep breaths to try to calm myself. Another pothole shook the minivan and plan B was to pray she didn't notice. Malia cleared her throat and shifted slightly. Sorry, I whispered. Gosh, I was embarrassed. There was nothing I could do to relieve myself and the next pit stop wouldn't be for a few miles. It's okay, can't be helped, she replied. I closed my eyes and just hoped it would go away. But it was like an onslaught of potholes and crappy roads and a jolt of pleasure that caused me to instinctively grab her hips. Each rumble and bump that tossed her slightly in the air and back on my pickle drove me insane. I wanted so desperately for my meat to accidentally slip out of my shorts and right into her cat. I wanted to say, frick this and throw her on the
Whoa,
knee.
whoa, 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 whoa. This is why I don't fuck with TikTok, bro. Y'all just threw me in a part two. This is a part two. I don't even know what the fuck bro. What context, like, shut the fuck up. What context can, like, save you from that? Hold on, man.
Van floor and bang her brains out doggy style. As I felt myself slowly reaching climax, I wrapped my arms around her waist and buried my face in her. Hanging out at my friend's house when his sister began to drive home, so I pulled up Snap and edged to her location. My friend was
Wait,
distracted.
wait, 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 wait. We can't just breeze by that.
I was hanging out at my friend's house when his sister began to drive home, so I pulled up Snap and edged to her location.
You pulled up Snap and did what to her location? Nigga, you did what? Oh my god, there's multiple parts of this. I have to. Nah, I gotta see how this ends. What? Nigga, you did what? Nigga, you did what? Nigga, you did what?
Was distracted playing 2K, so I walked into the garage and hid in the corner, edging to her car, pulling into the garage, then edging to the sweat rolling off the corner of her shoulder that I saw in the rear view mirror. As soon as she left the car, I quietly followed her into the house and she took her shoes and socks off and threw them into the laundry room. I was fighting bad but accidentally stuffed my face into the shoes and used the socks.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we...
as a ski mask for my nose. She looked into
You used it as a ski mask for your nose. Why are you so detailed with this? Nah, this is...
I said compliments to the chef of the bakery, which she promptly stuffed my face into her Nike Pros for. I could literally smell the bacteria growing up, graduating, having families all at once, and my nose only began to delve deeper. She told me she always thought I was hot, so I slammed her against the wall and began to lick the sweat off her back, the droplets glistening moistly. Then was my best friend in disguise the entire time, and he frickin' drove his sister's car just to physiologically traumatize me for interacting with a girl submitting to my Sigma's powers. God frick it, a Sigma can't have anything anymore, I said, slyly gazing into my friend's eyes. He began to pulsate, so I just injected him with estrogen and began to pound it into a crater like a nuclear bomb was dropped.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I can't upload that.
Into his back door. This is when his dad
Can
joined
I?
the fun and hogtied me to the wall and
The dad joined the fun?
began to strain my balloons to the jumbleons.
What? I don't want to see the... I don't want to see the next half.
Wild girlfriend cheated on me right in front of her friends, so I ditched them and went home. Now she's begging to get back together with me. So I, 35M, and Maria, 33F, have been together for about 5 months but have known each other for more than 10 years.
You know, I'll
I'm
watch
gonna
this
be
one.
using fake names for everyone.
Okay.
I met her through her sister, Maya, 34F. Maya and I used to work at a strip club in our early 20s for a while, and we were also friends with benefits up until we both felt we had more of a brother/sister vibe. She
Y'all were friends with benefits, which means y'all were fucking. And then you were like, we got a brother and sister vibe. Brothers and sisters don't put it on each other. I don't know where y'all from. I don't know what y'all do there, but we don't do that here.
became one of my best friends during that time. She quit the club when she got pregnant, and I met Maria at the baby shower. Maya has always been the black sheep while Maria has been the goody two-shoes in the family. Their mom is very religious, and so was Maria, but not Maya or their dad. Their mom died maybe a year and a half ago, though. Maya set us up way back then, but I was moving away for a bit for work, so it didn't work out at the time. We would hang out whenever I was in town, but the timing wasn't right for a lot of reasons. Fast forward to this past summer when we all reconnected at a bar when I was visiting some friends in that part of town. I live 20 minutes away and work a lot, so I'm not over there often. I hadn't seen Maria in maybe a year. We hugged and ended up talking all night and into the morning. I
Okay.
noticed that she had definitely changed in the time we've been apart. While Maya is very attractive, Maria is a certified hottie. She looks like a better Becky G. When we were hanging out back then, she
I
was
don't know
really
who that
modest,
is.
but since her mom passed, she has opened up a lot, started dressing up and all that. We talked about a lot of stuff. She told me I was her first adult crush and she kinda hoped we'd get married and have kids when we were young. We were both drunk but she started crying and we went to her place and just talked all night. She told me she loved me that morning over waffles when we were sober. Of course, we started dating quickly after that and have since then gone official and all was good. I do work a lot but we spent all our free time together. Lovemaking was great too. She's confessed that she's bi but has only been with one girl when she was young and has been wanting to hook up with a girl with my permission.
Okay.
She knows about my history and that I've been cheated on multiple times by different girls, so I'm not into sharing like that, but she'd bring it up every so often, though it isn't something I'm interested in right now. Fast forward to
Okay, so here's what I'm getting from this. So her mom must have been strict on her. Maria's mom must have been strict on her because now she kind of sound like a hoe. Hey, she sound like a hoe. What you want? What you want me to do? What you want me to do? That's the only way most women are cool with a threesome, is if they a hoe.
this Sunday. She has a group of friends and two of them are getting married in a few months, Victor, 34M, and Andrea, 30F, as well as Jose and Reina. The engaged couple are getting married about 3 hours away and they wanted to go and see how everything was, plus, make more plans for that weekend. Basically, a mini vacation. We worked out a deal. Vic was gonna pay for everyone's rooms and I'd drive cause I'm the only one with a big vehicle to be able to fit all 6 of us. Vic is rich so he didn't have problems with that and I didn't mind driving. We had a good Saturday since we just explored and saw the wedding site. Come Sunday, we went to this spot that has a bunch of clubs and bars in walking distance. Eventually, Jose wanted to go to a bar to see the second half of the Super Bowl, so the guys and girls split up and agreed to meet after the game. The girls ended up at this gay club, so we walked over there. It was pretty busy, but we got in and went looking for them. We found Andrea at the bar getting a drink while Reina was in the restroom. There was a long line and she said Maria went to go look for Andrea while she waited. We went looking for Maria, to which Reina saw her first. The look on her face changes as she starts looking around. She didn't even say anything. She just took Jose and walked away, leaving Andrea and I puzzled. Then, I see what's up. The club had these little booths that open up like little cabanas. There, I saw Maria getting basically intimate with some girl while some dude was heavily making out with her. Vic looked at me like I was gonna go start a fight, but I literally felt dead.
I told you don't trust no girl that's cool with a threesome, bro. If she cool with a threesome, she cool with getting fucked on her own by another man. Could be me, that's all I'm saying.
Inside and just left, went back to the hotel and got my stuff before driving all the way home. Yesterday, Vic and Jose hit me up separately and said it was messed up that I left them stranded, but they understood and there were no hard feelings. Andrea called me and said I was a jerk, saying I should have manned up and confronted Maria then and there, so I could see that was super drunk and not in her right state of mind.
Bitch! That's that shit I be talking about. How could you say you mad at me because she was hoeing? You gonna be mad? These the type of bitch that just need to slap them. Ooh.
Well, I've seen her drink and I know she can hold her liquor, so that doesn't compute with me. Vic said that after I left, Andrea went and got her and she started crying when they told her I saw everything. This morning, Maria called and texted me, begging to just talk to her. She even showed up at my job, but I took the rest of the week off, so they told her I wasn't there. Maya came by earlier and as soon as I saw her, I started crying. I haven't felt this way in so long. She told me she understands and we talked for a while. She told me she's gonna tell her sister to just leave me alone and that if I want to talk to her, I will. I just can't forgive betrayal and she knows this.
W Maya.
I've cut family off for less, and it's nothing for me to drop someone out of my life if I have to. I've been alone most
Bitch, I
of
cut
my
my
life,
granny
so
out.
it
She
doesn't
don't see
matter
it
anymore.
how I see.
What really gets me is before all this was going on, she started bringing up having kids and getting married. She even made comments at the venue last Saturday that I'd look handsome in a suit but we could get married in flip-flops, and she'd be happy. I can't get the look of her face out of my head from the club. Update 1. Hey guys, sorry I don't use this account very much, but I decided to update what happened since the issue. First, I left some stuff out. One is I'm an orphan. I lost both parents before I turned 18. I have a big family, like 3 blood-related families and my stepfamily, but am, technically, an only child. My dad passed during my first semester of college and I dropped out, and when I did, I ended up staying with my childhood best friend, Derek, and his family instead of my extended family for a bit, and we're still friends to this day. I also have a step-niece and nephew and they're best friends with Maya's kids, so I would take them to her house or she'd pick them up for playdates. Maria, Maya, their dad, and Maya's kids all live together. Technically, Maya owns the house. She actually put Maria through school, so now, Maria has her master's and she pays the bills.
Okay.
Her dad does mechanic work here and there for fun, but he's older and basically retired. Now, as for the update, when I came back home, I basically broke down for a day, then Derek came through and made me go stay with him for a few days with my dog. Apparently, Andrea was cheating on Vic the whole time and they didn't end up getting married. Vic has also become a good friend of mine and we hang out at the gym and park once or twice a month.
God
I really only go
damn.
to the gym once a week though, since I have a super busy schedule. After about a week, Maria sent a few texts and calls, but she knew how hurt I was and Maya convinced her to give me space. That month was the worst, but I eventually had to work through it. After the second month passed since that incident, Maria waited outside my apartment early in the morning when I took my dog for walks. We talked for a while, cried, and agreed to break up. That was it for a while. Although, like I said, my niece and nephew are best friends with Maya's kids, so I still had to see Maria often. Honestly, she's gorgeous, sweet, and I still loved her, but it still hurts. That was until she started bringing me food at work for lunch. She said she missed me and just wanted to eat and had no expectations or anything. That lasted for a few weeks. Then one night she showed up at night at my apartment, and before I knew it, we were intimate again. I haven't.
You're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. You are, nigga. You're a doormat. Like, I. Ah. This nigga's a rug sweeper, bro. Whatever.
Forgiven her, so we agreed to go to therapy and we'll see how it goes from there.
Go to
she was
therapy?
Attending some sessions, so we decided to go together. Eventually, I found a different therapist and went to therapy myself for my own issues. I was extremely insecure and still have a dozen issues, but I'm able to deal with them on a—
No shit, you're insecure. You keep calling this girl, you keep saying that this girl look good as fucking all this and that, but buddy, she cheated on you with a man and a woman on the same day. And you was just like, yeah, she too got a fat ass, dog. She kind of thick. And you just folded.
a better level. One of the things I was insecure about was her too. She's obviously out of my league, and she'd always tell people the same thing when they asked why she was with me, that I was good.
Oh, hell no. Plus you said that you cut off family for less. Clearly the fuck not. Whatever, bro.
In bed and I could make her laugh, and it was enough. We joked about it, but I felt like I didn't deserve her at the time, and a 3-course dinner felt like she wanted more than me and it hurt. Eventually, we worked through our stuff. She's talked about her sexuality and found out she likes girls, but she doesn't want to date one, so no poly relationship. We were separated for about 7 months but got back together towards the end of summer. I also have been working out and eating healthier, so I've lost a lot of weight. Then, something bad happened. Around the beginning of this year, she was hit by a drunk driver. Her car was totaled but she wasn't hurt, but later we found out she was pregnant and we lost the baby. She was only about 6 or 7 weeks along, so it must have happened right after her last period. After that, she spiraled. She took time off work and wouldn't come out of her room. I tried, Maya tried, her dad tried, but nothing was working. Then, one day, she says she's going out of town and she's gone. She went to Mexico. She did have dual citizenship and still has extended family down there. Then, a month later, she wrote me a long message and basically broke up with me. We talked and talked, but she said she needs to get back in touch with God and herself. She's not dating anyone.
It's always that God talk. It's always that God talk. Hey, if a bitch talk to you and she used to be a hoe and she get to talking about God, bro, she's not shit. Everyone knows that. It's always the God talk after they done did their whole phase. It's like, man, God saved me. I had like 10 trains ran on me back in my day, but you know, I'm a child of the Lord now. Like, no, bro, you're still a hoe.
Nor plans to. She just wants to grieve without us giving her the look. We text occasionally, but honestly, it hurts the both of us, so we keep it friendly but not too emotional.
Hurts the both of us.
Fine now. I'm able to deal with my emotions better, and yes, I was sad and heartbroken for a while, but I'm doing and will continue to do better. No happy ending, but I'm not sad either. I'm good enough.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're a doormat. You're an idiot. You're still very insecure. If you go back to a girl who cheated on you, trust. We all done it, but you're a grown ass man, bro. You know what? Whatever. Next video, I guess.
My boyfriend used me all day as his F-toy. When I woke up yesterday morning, my boyfriend wouldn't let me leave the bed. When I tried to get up to make us breakfast, he pulled me back into the bed and started pounding me. He left his load inside me, with milk dripping from my leg, and after a few minutes I tried to get up again. But again he wouldn't let me. He pulled me back to the bed and pounded again. After this happened a few times I was starting to actually get really hungry and my cat was aching from getting pounded so hard. So after he finished milking me again and I had recovered enough to stand, I leapt out of the bed and ran towards the door. But my boyfriend was faster. And just as I had made it to the door, he caught me, dragged me onto the floor, and pounded me again.
Let's go to the next video.
I accidentally pounded my girlfriend's mother.
What the fuck is... What's up with y'all? 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 We
My
gon'
boyfriend used me all day as his F toy. I demanded that my boyfriend needs to establish some boundaries with his female friend, because she's super touchy and flirty, but the only thing he's established is that he's super into her. My boyfriend Justin, 26 meters, and I, 23 feet, have been a couple for just over 7 months, though we started dating a couple of months before that.
Okay.
So, in all, I've known him for less than a year, but I'm already head over heels for him and feel like I've known him forever. I know we're still in the honeymoon phase, but I've genuinely never felt this strongly about anyone before and have definitely never thought as long-term as I'm thinking with him. Justin is confident, charismatic, passionate and driven, intelligent, emotionally mature, values his family, is especially kind to children and elderly people, and just has a presence that lights up the room. It also doesn't hurt that he's 6 feet 1 inch, handsome, has a great body, and is an amazing lover.
Okay.
Anyway, the only real problem in our relationship, from my point of view, is his friendship with Olivia, 24 feet, whom he's known since her first year of university, around 6 years. Justin is smart with women, used to attention, and doesn't cross boundaries with them. The only time he comes close is with Olivia, and even then, it's mostly her initiating things. But the way she behaves around him is honestly the #1 source of conflict in our relationship. I'm quite friendly with Justin's circle of friends now and I hang out with them at least once a week, so things can get pretty uncomfortable for me. Things that make me uncomfortable. She is exactly his type, not really her fault, I know. I've seen a few girls he has been with on his social media, and they all look more or less like Olivia. She's 170 centimeters, athletically built, has cat eyes and a pouty mouth, and just gives off a sexy aura. I'm 162 centimeters in shape and have a decent face, but 1, it bothers me that I'm nothing close to Justin's type, and 2, that Olivia is his type. Olivia has always been nice enough to me, but when I first met her, she gave me an eyebrows raised, let's see how long you last kind of look. I admit I could be overthinking this one. She's always finding excuses to touch Justin. For example, she'll brush food off his clothes and face, hello, that's my job, or fix his shirt collar. She also likes to give
You're the side piece, bro. You're the side piece. You're the side piece off of that alone. I can tell. I can tell right off of that you are the side piece. All right, whatever.
him back hugs. Once, she hugged him from behind and I overheard her say, "How come you never give me back hugs anymore?" The way she said it was low and whispery, which rubbed me the wrong way. I'm
Girl, if you don't slap that hoe, whatever.
99% sure an objective passerby could have interpreted her tone as seductive. When I brought it up to Justin, all he said was, "Yeah, that was weird, I guess." She has this cute act she does for Justin when he doesn't want to do something for her. Sometimes, this is probably weird in itself, she'll ask him to buy her something, like ice cream. When he says no, she'll stand in front of him, pout, and make doe eyes. Sometimes, she'll grab him and push him towards whatever she wants, point to it, and do the cutesy act. She greets him by saying, "Hey, you," while winking and pretend shooting him. Justin only listens to Olivia. He's a pretty stubborn guy and doesn't really follow others, unless it's Olivia. One of the things that bothers me most in this regard is an incident that happened at a club. Justin and I were drinking with his friends when another group got into an argument with some of Justin's guy friends. Justin tried to defuse the situation at first, but the other guys were extremely disrespectful, and he was on the verge of fighting 3 guys at once. I kept telling him to leave them alone, but he just wouldn't back down, even after the bartender threatened to call the police. Then, Olivia walked over to him, pulled him by the arm, and yelled, "Stop. You're acting stupid." She dragged him to the bar, and they talked there alone for 15 minutes.
Oh nah, that's her nigga, bro. That's her nigga. If you can't control him, but another girl can, that's not your. Is this bitch stupid? Girl, you need to go.
I know I probably should have gone to check on him, but I was pretty shocked and angry considering what had just happened. One of Justin's friends noticed me watching and said, "Don't feel bad. It's always been this way with them," which obviously made me feel worse. Yesterday, we went to dinner with his friends. It was warm during the day, so Justin wore only a t-shirt, but by the time we finished, it was windy and colder. We decided to take a walk along the riverwalk, and Olivia suddenly wrapped her cardigan around my boyfriend's shoulders. He started joking around and posing like a model before giving it back, but I kind of wished he had just given it back to her right away. There are a lot of these small, caring gestures Olivia does for him, things that a girlfriend would typically do. My woman's intuition just tells me that Olivia wants more from Justin than he's giving her. She's sarcastic and rude to him half the time because that's their dynamic and her personality. However, when he's not paying attention to her, I sometimes catch her stealing glances at him. Sometimes she looks smitten, sometimes lustful, and sometimes sad. I think it's obvious she has feelings for him, but when I brought it up to my boyfriend, he told me they were just close. There is much more to add, but I'll just end with this. I understand that some people are natural flirts, but Olivia doesn't act this way with any other guys in their group. Her personality is strong, and she's sarcastic and relentlessly teases them, but no touching, no cutesy act, none of the small, thoughtful gestures, and definitely none of the misty-eyed gazes. Some of the guys even jokingly complain that they're jealous that she only acts like a girl around Justin. Yesterday, after the cardigan thing, when Justin dropped me off, I asked him to talk because I've been growing more insecure about his friendship with Olivia. We talked in my apartment for around an hour, but didn't make much progress. Basically, he agreed not to meet Olivia alone, but said she was important to him, told me about things they helped each other get through in university, and made it clear he wanted her in his life.
Okay.
I tried to initiate intimacy with him after that, but he said he was tired and left. I cried.
Oh, oh. I already know. I already know women be hurt like a motherfucker when they get shut down when they try to give it up. Mm. And he left? Man, you already know where he went. I bet money. I bet money I know where he went.
Afterward and called my older sister to talk about the situation. She told me that since Justin hasn't done anything to break my trust, I should continue trusting him, and that there's a reason he's with me and not Olivia. She also said that if he crosses the line, I need to be strong enough to leave him. I also called my best friend this morning. She, on the other hand, is convinced that Justin and Olivia were or are more than just close. She thinks
Yeah.
I need to give him an ultimatum, choose the friendship or the relationship.
No,
Basically,
no,
I'm at a loss for what to do
no.
now.
Don't ever do that to a man. Do not ever do that to a man. Ladies, don't ever do that to a man, because I guarantee you, as soon as you give that up, they choosing the other one. That's facts.
I love Justin and really think we have a future together, but this friendship with Olivia is driving me crazy. Is this just jealousy and insecurity, or do I really need to give him an ultimatum? I really, really like him, but I don't know if I'll ever be comfortable in this relationship as long as Olivia is a part of his life. Update 1. Thank you all for your replies. After reading your comments, reflecting on my post, and some self-reflection, I realized that a lot of the issue stems from my insecurities and fears about what could be happening or what may happen in the future. I don't know why it's been so hard for me to stop rationalizing these fears and accept that they're not indicative of what's actually happening. That said, while I realize many of the points of discomfort I felt are purely due to my gut feelings, there are still several things Olivia does with my boyfriend that are personally not okay with me. I
Duh.
understand that it was wrong of me to even entertain the thought of asking Justin to distance himself from her. At the
No.
same time, if they're really that close and nothing more than platonic feelings are being shared, I believe 1. My boyfriend shouldn't have a problem establishing, within reason, boundaries with a female friend whose behavior makes his girlfriend uncomfortable, and
Yeah.
2. That female friend should understand and respect those boundaries. I understand that some of the things that bother me, like her cute act or affectionate gestures, might just be part of her personality towards him, and I'll
Okay.
probably just have to suck it up and deal with it. But, for me, it's within reason for him to ask her to cut out the intimate physical stuff, like back hugs, grabbing his arm incessantly, brushing his hair and face, clothes, etc. Justin and I haven't talked much today, but I'm meeting him later tonight, and I will tell him exactly what I've written above.
Oh
I'm not
shit.
going to ask him to stop being friends with her, and I'm not going to ask him to distance himself from her. I'm also going to ask him to clarify some things for me, like the extent of their physical relationship or if there's any romantic history between them that I'm unaware of. Some people might have a problem with this, but I think that given the nature of their relationship and the fact that they see each other so often, he should be transparent about it. I think this conversation will help me decide whether a compromise can be made and I can learn to deal with their friendship in a healthy way, or if I will have to do the hard thing and walk away, which I really, really don't want to do. Update 2. I met Justin that night, intending to tell him that I was wrong for wanting him to distance himself from Olivia. However, I also wanted him to ask her to tone down the physical intimacy and to disclose the extent of their past relationship, i.e., how far their physical relationship had gone, or if either of them had confessed romantic feelings. This was something I had previously wondered about but always avoided asking. That talk didn't go as planned at all. I
Duh.
thought he would understand my concerns and be honest about his feelings,
Fuck
but
no.
instead, he stonewalled me, was super rude, and acted like a complete asshole. As soon as I brought up Olivia, he laughed, shook his head, and asked,
He's fucking her. I think that's clear as day. I think that's very, very, very clear as day. You're a side piece, bro. Get up and leave. You're clearly a side piece. I don't see how you don't realize you're a side piece. And trust, I understand looking for closure and shit, but as soon as you saw that he just didn't give a fuck about your opinion. He is cool with this girl touching his hair and fucking rubbing his face and all this. You should have been like, oh nah, I gotta go. But nope, you want to look for closure. Now look, your dumb ass even more hurt.
Are you really gonna do this crap again? I tried my best not to get emotional and just explain my point of view, but the whole time he leaned his head against the wall, avoided eye contact, and played with his earrings. When I asked if he
Played
understood
with
my
his earrings.
feelings and
That's
was
some
okay
fruity
with what
ass
I was
shit.
asking, he smiled sarcastically and said, "Of course, honey," in a fake tone. He became extremely angry when I asked if they had hooked up before. His exact words were, "You haven't even been my girlfriend for a year. If you think you're entitled to know every little detail from my past, shaft yourself." He walked out after
Shaft
saying that,
yourself.
and I cried. He had never spoken to me like that or expressed anger toward me before. I was shocked, hurt, and angry. It was obvious he was
Tell,
hiding something.
please tell
I
me you
didn't know if
leave.
something had happened between them or if he had feelings for her, but I wanted to talk with him again. So, I messaged him, telling him I wasn't trying to make him mad, but that I felt we needed to talk again. He didn't reply to my messages that night, and the next morning, he still hadn't responded. I never thought I'd do this, but I sent Olivia a message asking to meet for coffee. Surprisingly, she answered almost immediately and agreed to meet that afternoon.
Oh shit. Hold
When
up,
we
hold
met,
up, hold up,
I
hold
told her
up.
about my feelings regarding their relationship, how Justin had reacted the other night, and straight up asked if there were any romantic feelings between them. She admitted that she has feelings for Justin, but that it was complicated. She said she loves him and hates him at the same time. She told me I should leave him, and that she wasn't just saying that because she wanted to be with him instead of me, but because Justin has always been a player, charming and leaving girls for years. She said she had waited
Mmm.
for him to change, knowing she could never truly be happy staying by his side as a friend, and that she should leave him too, but couldn't. I thought she might
Mmm.
try to BS me, but she seemed sincere while saying these things. I asked her about the extent of their past relationship, and she told me that she had been attracted to Justin from the moment they met at university. However, Justin had a long-distance girlfriend at the time. After he broke up with her, he and Olivia grew closer. Justin had some problems, she wouldn't tell me what they were, that he confided
Fair
in her
enough.
about, which led to them kissing one night and eventually having intimacy. It was her first time. She confessed her feelings to him, but he said
Mmm. Hold up. So Olivia likes this man. She's telling this girl who's telling the story to leave this man because she know he ain't shit, but you're staying. That's weird. That's weird to me. That's weird to me. I don't know if I would just 100% believe that.
he didn't want their friendship to be affected if the relationship didn't.
And you got friend zoned after getting fucked. Oh, she dumb as hell too.
Work out. They were on and off friends with Bits throughout college. During that time, Justin had a handful of short-lived relationships, and he cheated on one of his girlfriends with Olivia. She claimed they hadn't had intimacy since he started dating me, though I'm unsure what to believe. After they graduated, their friend group rented a vacation house on an island. One night, their friend Ashley walked in on them in the bathroom. Justin told Ashley it was a drunk mistake, which hurt Olivia deeply, and she refused to speak to him for weeks. After being ignored, Justin apologized, told her he had feelings for her, and they went on a few secret dates. However, Justin never committed to a relationship and backtracked, saying he was confused about his feelings and not ready for anything serious. From that point on, they resumed being friends with Bits until Justin met me. I was a little confused and skeptical about why she was telling me all this, so I asked if she had any proof. She searched through chat logs and showed me multiple messages of him booty calling her.
Booty
She
calling
started
her?
to get emotional and told me that Justin has amazing qualities but also has deep personal issues that he refuses to address, which prevent him from being a good partner. When I asked her what she meant, she wouldn't elaborate, but I could tell she cares about him a lot. She has remained single this whole time and likely passed on many opportunities for a happy relationship.
Olivia, get your ass up. What the fuck are you talking about? You telling me you stayed single? You didn't do shit with any other man because you waiting for this one man to change? Get up! What's up with all these doormats in this bitch? You would never catch me waiting that long for no man. If I ever see a woman that I'll fuck with and we fuck and all that, and you feel me, she tell me, oh, we're just gonna stay friends. Shit. Who? Yeah, alright.
All while waiting for Justin, who can't even admit he has feelings for her. Despite my initial feelings toward her, I began to sympathize. It sounds like Justin put her through a lot of crap, gave her false hope, and took it away.
That's
Yet
her
she only
fault.
stayed by his side.
Why are you still
Before we
there?
left, she told me not to worry about her being thrown under the bus because she was planning to tell Justin herself that she had told me everything. She said she wanted him to be mad at her. Later that night, Justin called me and tried to explain himself, but I broke up with him. I cried on the phone. I didn't want to end things, but I knew it was the right decision for me.
Good shit.
Regardless of what was true or false about his past, it was just too much drama for me to handle.
Good
and
shit.
His reaction when I initially tried to talk scared me. He didn't try to fight for me or ask me to stay. We just sat in silence on the phone for a while before he hung up. It's been about 2 weeks since then. I know Justin was probably bad news and that it was only a matter of time before he broke my heart, but I still feel devastated. I'm just starting to get back into my normal routine, but sometimes it's so hard to get out of bed. I think about
I get
Justin
it, I
every
get
day.
it.
It's like the more time I spend away from him, the more I think about the good things we had together. I miss his smell, his laugh, his touch, and just being with him. Part of me hoped he would reach out, but he hasn't.
Hey, we all go through it. Time heals, bro. You'll be alright. Get your ass up. Go get that money on. Help Olivia dumbass out. What the fuck is she doing? Help her out. You telling me she stayed, even though this nigga's not shit and just not committing to her, but she's still laying it down? No. Whoa, what? Man,
I
whatever.
met Olivia again last week, and she told me that Justin wasn't talking to her anymore and that it was probably a good time for her to move on. Yeah, right? Last night, I saw Olivia upload a coupley picture of her and Justin on Instagram. They were in a nightclub or some.
This girl is the dumbest motherfucker. How you dumber than the person telling the story, bro? You stayed still?
Dark place. He had his arm around her, holding a drink, and she was sipping from the straw. I know it was a mistake not to block or unfollow Justin and his friends. After seeing that, I blocked and unfollowed them all. That's partly what inspired me to post an update. I don't know if Olivia played me, or if Justin is working his magic on her again, but I just feel awful. It hurts, but I know these people would have been toxic for me if I had stayed with him.
Hell yeah.
It just hurts so much more than I had imagined. Thanks for the help.
Wow, that's a wild ass story. That's a wild ass story. The fact that she stayed even though this man clearly ain't shit just bothers me because it's not like y'all even started dating before. Y'all never dated. Y'all never dated. You just got feelings for this man for no reason. Oh man. Next video, bro.
Interrupted guys' night, and it lead to me getting passed around by them.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? What happened?
I interrupted guys' night, and it lead to me getting passed around by them.
What the
I went over to the apartment of.
What the fuck? It lets you getting passed around. Like, in what way? In what way? What?
Of this guy that I've been seeing. He had told me earlier in the week that he was going to have the guys around that evening, but I had totally forgotten. So when I turned up and all of his friends were drinking in the living room, I was surprised. It was all guys, 5 of them, all drinking and chatting together.
Duh, that's guys'
As
night.
soon as I stepped
Okay.
into the room, I felt I was walking into some place I wasn't supposed to be. They welcomed me in, but I was teased for interrupting their guys' night. It was playful, though, like they were joking. Still, it felt transgressive already to be there in this space where women were normally excluded, and they relaxed into a state that I don't think the women in their lives normally saw. I sat on the lap of the guy I've been seeing, feeling the eyes of the other guys on me. The guy I've been seeing was stroking me, touching me in ways that felt more sexual than he would normally do.
Why'd it get quieter?
I think he was already starting to show me off to his friends. He even started to joke about how slutty I am, a joke I went along with, and teased me that I maybe turned up for some fun. I didn't disagree with him, still going along with the joke, but I didn't really believe anything would happen. I interrupted guys.
No. Surely there's got to be. There's not one.
Couch while other friends were sleeping. No regrets.
What? Dog, it's too much going on
Couch
here.
while other friends were sleeping. No regrets. On Friday, my friends and I were renting an Airbnb in the city center area. It was 7 of us. We all went out to hang out and drink. One of us was the designated driver, let's call him Ben for this story. We all went and had a really good time.
While the criminal was brutally killing me, my
Part 2. When he got up on top of me, I opened up my legs. You have to
What are these stories? What are these stories? What are these stories? What are these stories?
understand that my parents guard me like you wouldn't believe, and I've always thought about having fun. My dad doesn't even let me date. So, the next thing I know, my older brother is, well,
Your older brother? Nigga, you're what? Why is there never a full story to these? Why is it just, oh,
plowing me.
Did you just say your brother? Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Did you just say your brother was putting it down on you? Your brother, as in your actual brother, not like, you feel me? What they used to call people at school, be like, oh, that's my brother. This is your actual brother. Just full meat in you. Full pie in the oven. No.
I have to admit it hurt but felt amazing at the same time. I probably shouldn't have let him, but it just kinda happened. I was completely open to talking with him this morning because if he was sleeping and wasn't aware of what he was doing, I'd hate to think I should have stopped it if I could have kept him from doing something he would regret. After all, he has had sex before and probably didn't need me to be a partner. But the more he talked, the less I felt like he wasn't aware of what he was doing, especially since he asked me if I wanted to do it again tonight. Part 2.
What the fuck? What? Why is there no part one? 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 It's like,
I was joking and mocking my husband in front of my friends, as I usually do to belittle him in their presence. Suddenly, my husband approached and calmly said, "It's all over between us." In that moment, I felt like my life was falling apart, and my heart shattered as I watched him walk away, leaving everything behind. My name is Olivia, I'm 23 years old, and I think I just ruined my entire life. It all started on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in the quaint town of Millbrook, nestled in the rolling hills of upstate New York. The air was thick with the scent of grilling burgers and the sweet perfume of blooming lilacs. Our neighbor Mrs. Parson was hosting her annual summer kickoff party, an event that had become somewhat of a tradition in our close-knit community. I was standing with a group of women I considered my friends, holding a glass of chilled rosé and giggling at a joke my husband Ethan was telling. He was over by the grill, flipping burgers and chatting with the other husbands. He caught my eye and smiled, that same warm, loving smile that first captured my heart 5 years ago when we were still in college. I should have smiled back. I should have excused myself from the group and gone to thank him for being such a wonderful partner. Instead, I rolled my eyes and turned back to my friends, launching into yet another story about how Ethan had bent over backwards to please me earlier that week. "You wouldn't believe what Ethan did the other day," I said. I mentioned offhandedly that I was craving sushi from that place in the city, you know, the one that's impossible to get reservations for. Well, the next day, he surprised me with a reservation for that evening. He'd apparently called in some favor with a client just to get us a table. The women around me were envious, but I wasn't finished. When we got there, I decided I wasn't in the mood for sushi anymore. I wanted Italian instead, and you know what? Ethan just smiled, canceled our reservation, and took me to that little trattoria down the street. And he didn't complain, I laughed, shaking my head. I swear, that man would bend himself into a pretzel if I asked him to.
you're a bitch. You're a bitch. If I was the man and I heard you talking about me like that, it's over with. You're getting left immediately. Like on that same mark. I wouldn't let that slide. That's just me personally, though.
Sometimes, I wonder if he has any backbone at all. The
Any
laughter that followed my
backbone?
words was cut short by sudden silence. I turned, my stomach dropping as I saw Ethan standing there,
That
his face a mask
nigga.
of hurt and disbelief. I began to speak, but he cut me off with a sharp shake of his head. "We need to talk," he said in a low, controlled voice. He led me away from the group. I could feel everyone at the party looking at us, my cheeks burning with shame. But part of me was still in denial about the situation. Surely Ethan would forgive me, he always did. We stopped at the far end of the yard, hidden from view by Mrs. Parsons' hydrangea bushes. Ethan put the plate of burgers down on a nearby table and turned to face me. His usually warm brown eyes were cold and distant. I'm done, Olivia, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Done being your punching bag, done being the butt of your jokes.
Talk your
done
shit,
being
nigga!
respected by you and everyone else, because you've made it clear that I'm not worthy of respect. His words hit me like a physical blow. I stumbled back, shaking my head in denial. It was just a joke, I said. You know I didn't mean to humiliate you in front of our friends, or make you feel like less than a man, or take advantage of your love for me. I'm sorry, Ethan, please. Olivia, you never considered how your actions affect others, including me, he said, running a hand through his hair in frustration. I've put up with it for years, thinking that if I just loved you enough, if I just tried harder, you'd see me, really see me. But you don't. I reached out to touch his arm, but he flinched away.
Get
saying
your
in
ass
self-esteem
off me,
rather-
yeah!
Ethan, I do see you. I love you. Please, let's just go home and talk about this. He shook his head, a bitter look on his face. Olivia, I'm leaving. When you get home, your things will be packed and waiting for you on the
My nigga Ethan like that. My nigga Ethan like that. Okay. I see you.
porch. I don't want you in the house anymore. The finality in his voice sent a chill down my spine. This wasn't like our usual arguments where I could persuade him to change his mind, or where Ethan would eventually give in to keep the peace. This was different. This was the end. You can't be serious, I said, my voice rising in panic. Ethan, this is our home, our life. You can't just throw it all away over one
No, bitch, this is my home. Get the fuck out.
stupid comment. It's not just one comment, Olivia, he said quietly. It's years of comments, years of disrespect, years of me giving everything I have to this relationship while you take and take and take. He looked at me, the pain in his eyes making my breath catch. I love you, Olivia. God help me, I probably always will. But I can't do this anymore. I won't do this. With that, he turned and walked away, leaving me standing alone among the hydrangeas. The sounds of the party were a stark contrast to the turmoil in my heart. I watched him make his way through the crowd, stopping briefly to say goodbye to our host before disappearing down the street towards our house. Our house. That thought jolted me into action. I hurried after him, ignoring the curious stares and whispered comments from our neighbors. By the time I reached our home, a quaint two-story colonial we bought just a year ago, I was out of breath. Ethan was already inside. I burst through the front door, calling his name. The sight that greeted me stopped me in my tracks. Ethan was in the living room, methodically packing my clothes into suitcases. I pleaded with him, moving to grab the shirt he was folding. Please, Ethan, let's just talk, I begged. But he shot me a look and pulled the shirt away from me, his jaw tight. Olivia, I've made my decision. But you can't just kick me out, I said, desperation creeping into my voice. This is my home too. Actually, it's not, he replied calmly. The house is in my name, remember? You didn't want to be tied down with a mortgage. That conversation came back to me. I'd pushed for Ethan to buy the house on his own, saying it would be better for our finances. But in reality, I thought it would be an easy way out if things ever got tough.
Oh,
I
you're.
never imagined it would backfire on me like this. Ethan, please, I begged, tears streaming down my face. I'll do better. I'll change. Just give me another chance. For a moment, I thought I saw a flicker of doubt in his eyes, but then he shook his head, his resolve hardening. Olivia, I've given you chances. Too many chances? It's too late now. He finished packing my clothes and moved on to my personal items. I watched helplessly as he efficiently packed away my life, occasionally asking me where I wanted certain things. The surreal nature of the situation made me feel like I was watching a movie of someone else's life falling apart. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across our once happy home, Ethan carried the last of my suitcases to the front porch. I stood in the doorway, feeling lost and small.
Stupid
Where am I supposed to
ass.
go? I whispered. Ethan ran a hand over his face. For the first time, I noticed how tired he looked. The lines around his eyes seemed deeper than I remembered. Call your parents or one of your friends. I don't know, but you can't stay here. What about us? I asked, clinging to the last shred of hope. Is this really it? He looked at me with a mixture of sadness and determination. Yeah, Olivia, this is really it. I'll have my lawyer draw up the divorce papers next week. He led me gently but firmly onto the porch and closed the door behind me. I heard the lock click into place with a chilling finality. I sank down onto the porch steps, surrounded by my hastily packed life, and let the tears flow freely, overwhelmed by the weight of my mistakes. The consequences of years of thoughtlessness and disrespect finally.
My nigga Ethan in this bitch standing on business. Okay, Ethan. I'll see you, bro. Not supposed to take advantage of no kind soul. He doing all this good shit for you and giving you all these chances. And yeah, you just shitting on him. I would have left your ass too. Disgusting.
Making story that still turns you on to this day. My hot dog still drizzles with my population paste when I think about the time my friend finally let me hit. This made me so proud it has to be documented.
This nigga just saying my hot dog still drizzles? I've never heard that before. Hold on.
It all started when my childhood best friend Cherry went through puberty. She was a late bloomer, and when she turned up to the first day of senior year,
A late bloomer is crazy. These are barely teenagers. We're gonna skip that. We're gonna skip that.
My girlfriend jerks me off in front of her two friends. This story
What the fuck? Okay. You know what? Okay, cool.
story took place the summer after I graduated high school. My girlfriend in high school, her name was Krista, was a very strict born-again Christian. While we would never have actual Shrek, she had no problem with mutual masturbation. This story is how she unintentionally gave me one of the best summers ever. So some background. Most weekends Krista and I would hang together. Things started with making out and touching each other. When we started hooking up it was all over the clothing, but she progressed to mutual masturbation. When Amanda, her friend, told her that really wasn't a sin and she was still pure for marriage. For me this was great, but Amanda explained to Krista that you can tell how long it had been since a guy jerked off by how much they come. When you jerk them off, well, the first time Krista jerked me off, I did not come a lot. She was not very good as it was her first time, but she made me promise that I would not jerk off between our masturbation sessions. I agreed and was very happy, because as Krista got better, this made things more fun. She would call my cock her cum volcano. Sucking my tip though was always a no-no for her, which is something I wanted to teach Krista, but she did surprise me in another way. So usually Krista will have a friend or two over. When I would come over to hang out, after they would leave we would get to business. However, about 3 weeks into summer vacation, we were hanging out with her friends Amanda and Christy. We were watching the movie, and I remember just wanting the other girls to leave so I could get my rocks off, as it had been longer than a week, and I really needed to come. Seeing all the girls in the neighborhood wearing less and less clothing as
Oh my god. Reddit, what the fuck? Okay.
as the summer sun heated up. Plus Amanda and Christy were wearing low-cut tank tops and had much bigger tits than Krista, so I was ready to blow. About an hour into being there, Krista and Amanata giggle a little and Amanda pipes up. So Sam, Krista and I were talking about those masturbation sessions, and I was trying to get an idea of your size, but little Miss Virgin Krista has only seen your, so has no comparison. I was shocked by this statement and laughed, not knowing how to respond. Thankfully Amanda followed up. So how about Krista? Let's me and Christy watch this masturbation session, so we can judge for ourselves. I was shocked and looked at Krista, who put her hand on my check and whispered,
I had to sleep with my sister to prove to my parents that she was obsessed with me. It all started.
There is not enough context for you to explain what the fuck is going on in this. I'm thinking about skipping this already, but
Started when she would bury her head under my skirt. She kept challenging me to climb an old treehouse, which I finally
wait, under your skirt, so you're both women?
did, only to realize she could see up my skirt as I climbed. I screamed at her to stop looking, and she acted like I was disgusting for thinking she was looking. The whole situation was super weird, so I just let it go and never mentioned it again. A few months later, I caught her looking at my photos on my phone. Of course, a big fight happened, and my parents got involved. She told them she was trying to delete an ugly photo I had taken of her somehow. My parents saw it as if we were both in the wrong. I didn't have anything scandalous there, but it just felt so wrong for her to be looking at my photos. 2 years later, when we were moving to a new house, my sister and I found out we would be sharing the same bathroom. My sister acted annoyed, but I could see the smile on her face. She never knocked when I was in the shower. Instead, she just tried to see if the door was locked. Eventually, the inevitable happened. I forgot to lock the door, and she barged in. Fortunately, I was still dressed. I told my parents about it, and instead of the solution being that she should knock, the solution was that I should use the guest bathroom downstairs. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, it did. A few nights ago, after a family barbecue, I went back to my room and noticed that the pants I had changed out of before everyone arrived were out of the laundry basket and on the floor. When I got up to do the laundry the next morning, I realized that the underwear I was wearing with those pants was missing. I wanted to scream my sister's name and storm into her room, but it would be pointless. The idea of confronting her about it, and her trying to manipulate me again, was so exhausting that I simply didn't say anything. I knew my younger sister was guilty, but I had no concrete proof, and I was sure that if I confronted her or told my parents, she would just try to manipulate me again and make me feel crazy. As I suspected, a few days later I noticed that some of my white and black underwear were missing from my dresser. But this time I didn't say anything and acted like I didn't know anything. The next part of my plan was a bit sneaky, as I suspected. A few days later, I noticed that some of the white and black underwear were missing from my dresser. But this time, I didn't say anything and acted like I didn't know anything. The next part of my plan was a bit sneaky. I was thinking about how to make her hit on me or something like that so I could record it and show my parents. So, I decided on something. My parents were going to another city for the wedding of 2 of their friends. That day would be perfect to put the plan into action, so the day arrived. I thought of all the ways to provoke her, and the most effective way I found was to pretend I was using the bathroom and stay inside wearing only the bottom of my bikini, waiting for...
So your sisters, your sisters, I'm gonna guess, unless you're like a fanboy or some shit. And your sister has some type of crush on you. Or she's just stalked you. I don't know. I don't know. How do you handle that situation?
For her to barge in as she always did. As expected, she broke in through the door as usual. But I didn't expect the reaction she had. She stood there staring at me as if she wanted to pounce on me. Like a wolf looks at its prey defensively, but at the same time with a scared expression. This time, I did it differently. I didn't scream. I didn't move away. I didn't make a scene. I just looked into her eyes with a tempting expression. I smiled and asked, "Do you like what you see?" She was startled again and said, "Of course, I've always hoped for this sight." At that moment, I knew my plan was going to work. Now you can check if there is a part 2 by pressing share and more.
Of course, of course. Of fucking course.
Sister accidentally rode me. All right, so I'm gonna try to make this as short.
How do you start off? How do you start this off with a fucking Despicable Me in the background?
As short as possible. So me 18M and my sister 20F have always had a good relationship. We are kinda touchy, not in a weird way, but we always hug and cuddle. For example, I'm
Not in a weird way, nigga. You're hugging and cuddling your sister, bro. That's weird as. That's. I need to stop cussing so much. That's weird. Am I wrong? Is that not weird? Is that what new people do now? Because he's around my age. He said he's like 18 or like 20. I'm 22. Nah.
I'm pretty sure I could slap her yacht and she would joke it away.
Slap her yacht. What does that mean? 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 What does that mean?
One day I came home from school around 2 p.m. because my last class was cancelled. My sister came home around 3:30 p.m. Our parents worked 9 to 5, so we were home alone. When she came home, she changed clothes to Nike Pros and a crop top. After that, while I was chilling on the couch, she came jumping on me to hug me. She was in a perfect cowgirl position while she hugged. She tickled me around my neck. I could feel her fat yacht and her tan thighs grinding on my hot dog.
Oh, what the fuck is this? What? 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 What?
Back and forth. I immediately got rock hard and she might have felt it. She was sitting on me for 10 seconds or so and then she got off to get food. I don't know if she did it on purpose, but it seemed normal to her since we have a good bond. I don't want to be weird.
So, nigga, you're past weird. He said, I don't want it to be weird. We just have that type of relationship. Bro, she's on top of you. Bro, no. What do I say to that? What do I say to that? That's so
weird to my sister, but since that happened, I'm starting to look at her in a structural way. I was so excited about her that I set up hidden cameras in her room. I wank to her every day.
Nigga, what? Did this nigga just ask, is this normal? Do you have to ask that? Oh. What in the fucking Alabama did I just... What did I just... Nigga, did you just have to ask if that's normal? Where is that normal at? Nah. Next video.
I started to tell her goodnight at other room, and she just asked, can I sleep in your bed instead? And I said, I don't want you to feel like you have to do that. Absolute lie.
Nigga, that's a part 6.
Son pounded me after catching me pleasuring myself.
Dude. Why do y'all tell this shit on the internet, bro? Sometimes this can't be real. This can't be real. This can't be real. This can't be real.
I, 42F, have been single for 5 years, since my partner passed away. My son, 26M, came home to visit, while he thinks about moving back to my town. I have since moved into a small 1-bedroom apartment, so there was no real room for him, but he's only staying 2 weeks. I haven't seen him in over a year, even though we talk every week. He and I are very close. When I picked him up from the airport, my heart raced. We held hands the entire drive home.
Why? Why though? Why? Why are you
Having
holding
a man in the house again felt really good. I had a list of chores for him to do and he started almost immediately. I told him I wanted to thank him for his work and he suggested we go out to a nice restaurant. I was excited, since I mostly cook at home for myself and it has honestly been a few months since I've been on a date. I got dressed and we went to a nice Italian restaurant he picked. He was so attentive the entire night. It was sweet, and when he suggested I have another glass of wine, I didn't hesitate. We went for a short walk after dinner and I hung off his arm and we talked about his girlfriend. It was the happiest I've been in a while. When he drove us home, he grabbed my hand and held it, initiating the contact. When we got home, we talked more and he massaged my shoulders and then neck. It was heaven. I realized that I was enjoying being touched too much, and excused myself, saying I was going to bed. I went to my room and put a towel on my bed and got comfortable. I was about to play with myself but my son walked in.
What are you doing? 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 What the fuck are you doing? It's certain shit. How do you not keep this to yourself? How do you just, you know, back in my day, there was something that was called secrets. And when you had secrets, the women, y'all wrote it in the diary at least. Some men did too, but mostly women. You wouldn't go straight to the internet and post this shit. You would write it in a diary like a normal person, even though that's still sick. Why do? Are you telling me you were about to masturbate to your kid, to your kid, to your kid, to your son?
He then saw me, obviously exposed. He then started smirking. Press share and more for part.
No.
My roommate bragged that her boyfriend donated $2 million to the school.
Am I the a-hole for telling my ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend to stop treating me like a surrogate?
My wife called out her ex's name during intimacy.
At my wedding, my sister.
My wife wanted to open our marriage. Now I have a new lover and she...
My wife drained our...
My daughter, Lily, had just started kindergarten when I got a notification.
I broke up with my childish girlfriend after her younger...
Update. Okay, so I wanted to update everyone because things have escalated, and it's even crazier than I expected. After my last post, I thought maybe my family would come around to my way of thinking. Instead, they absolutely lost it. My brother called me crying, saying I'm ruining his happiness, and my parents have taken his side 100%. In a fit of rage, I ended up posting screenshots of our conversations in our family group chat. You know, the ones where he called me selfish and petty. My coworker and I passed the time effing during a late night at the office, until it all went wrong. Kaya bent over the desk slightly to take a look at my computer screen. We sat there in silence for a bit as she scrolled and read. She was in front of me, and I let my hand rest on the inside of her thigh. I stroked her soft skin gently. I let my hand roam up her leg some more as she began to type. I began to get hard as I ran my thumb over her SS, and over the thin fabric of her thong. I thumbed her V, and her SS. Gently, but with need. I was past the point of caring about this report. I needed to finish off. Kaya was in front of me in a short dress. I had better things on my mind. She parted her legs a bit and let me touch her more. I couldn't see her face, but I heard her make the faintest noise, a hitching in her breath. Her panties got more and more wet the more that I touched her. I'm just going to try something on this. You can F me, if you want. That was all the encouragement I needed. I was already hard as a rock for her.
She said, you can F me if you want. I can imagine him just struggling, trying to take his shit. Shit, all right, you got to tell me.
She didn't
No,
need
bro.
to tell me twice. I
She
rolled
didn't
my
need to
chair
tell
away
me
and
twice,
stood up.
see?
My fingers unbuckled my belt and untucked the snow white dress shirt I'd worn. In a few moments more, my pee sprang forth as I ran.
All right. All right. I don't want to hear no more. I really don't. I really don't want to hear no more.
My sister let me hit it from behind and fill her up after a concert. Some context. Last week, I went to a concert.
Say that again? I don't think I heard you right.
My sister let me hit it from behind and fill her up after a concert. Some context. Last week, I went to a concert with my sister. We both have similar taste in music and like the same groups. Since this was one of our favorite groups, we decided to get as close to the front of the stage as possible. We squeezed into a small gap between a few people, but there was hardly any room. My sister had to stand in front of me, and as soon as the band starts playing, more people start pushing, and I have nowhere to go except right into the back of my sister. So basically we are really close together. I tried to stop it from happening, but there was just nowhere to go. The more and more I'm trying to move, I just keep getting pushed towards her. I thought to myself, oh no, she's going to think I'm a creep, but she didn't seem to notice. Then I realized that it was that she didn't notice. It's just that she didn't mind, because she was actually pressing back into me. I'll admit my sister has her fair share of beauty. She has a really great body due to her being really active.
Why do you talk about your fucking sister like that? Why do y'all talk about your sisters like that? Oh, yeah. This is the last one. This all right. This is the last one.
In the gym. So for the rest of the concert, she's really close towards me. After the concert ends, everyone pours out of the venue, and I offer my sister a lift home. As I drove, she agrees and we walk back to my car together. Speaking about the concert, everything seemed fine, but neither of us mentioned what happened. We got in the car and as I'm driving back, my sister mentions that her roommate is at home tonight, and how it's a shame. She then says something I didn't expect. Press share and more for
Okay, it's another press share and more bullshit. I'm cool with that, bro. I'm cool with that. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, tell your friends. Yeah. I'll see you all in the next video. Wow. Wow. Wow.